best bets for Tuesday, April 9th, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Promo code SGPN. Get you 100% deposit bonus on the old Underdog Fantasy. If you missed the Final Four preview watching live, you can still get in on the pick'em we put in together on that show. It is Mason Gillis, higher 9.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Donovan Clingan, lower 14 points. Stefan Castle, higher 11 points. Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. CJ, do you want to start? Any best bets for tomorrow?
Yeah, for tomorrow there's a good NBA slate for tomorrow as we get down to the last couple games of the season. People jockeying for position.
All the teams are locked in, but not the spots.
Not the spots. And in the NBA, it's important because of the play-in spots. You don't want to be in those one and dones. The new NBA, of course, where you have to actively try to miss the playoffs to do it. It's much more difficult to do that than it is to actually make it. But what is for these Phoenix Suns? They've been a hot team. And they're right on the cusp of getting to that 6th seed, which they're desperately trying to get to. And they lost to the Pelicans. They were up on them, and then the Clippers had this insane comeback versus Cleveland, where they're down 26. Then they won. They're like, oh, well, if they won, who cares? And they kind of phoned it in. But they play each other, and these Clippers have been a disaster lately. They're kind of limping down the stretch, if you will. They had their chance to get the up all the way up to the 2 seed. Now they know they're not going to do that. I think they're pretty satisfied from where they're at. They had to do a miracle comeback versus the Cavs, but Phoenix has been on fire. They're at home. It's a short number. 4.5. It was 3.5. It's on the move, but either way. I like Phoenix is starting to gel right now, and they're getting in playoff shape. So I like Phoenix to win easily, lay to 4.5.
Keeping it chalky as well in the NBA. Give me the Thunder at home, -3.5 against the Kings. OKC getting SGA back. They were 0-5 ATS on the road, coming back home. They're in the mix for the #1 seed in the West. So you imagine they got to be motivated. They're 19-12 ATS as a home favorite. Kings are I forget where the Kings are exactly, but this is a good spot to take the Thunder. Ultimate bounce back spot for them. And my other best bet, give me the Magic laying 2.5 in Houston. Magic are crazy. 26-9 against the spread as a favorite. Only 1 game back from the 2 spot in the East. Rockets, since they got eliminated essentially in that Warriors loss, their defense, they've just stopped trying. They let up 133, 119. Then that was against the Heat, and then let up 147 against the Mavs. They're kind of packing it in. Magic will run it up on them. So,
and that was a brutal loss they had versus the Mavs there too. If you didn't see it,
yeah, it was.
It was in overtime. They gave up a 3, missed 2 free throws, 3 at the buzzer. They should have fouled for the 2, and it was like their one last effort. Like, let's try this one again. So I see them completely quitting after that.
No, that was like their last little bit of a pulse, and they were catching 7.5, went into overtime, and they lost by 9.
Easy win if you had the math for us Mav backers.
That was crazy. So Magic -2.5, Thunder -3.5. Kramer, what are you doing? You're not an association.
Oh no, absolutely not until the playoffs when I can rely on the effort from these hooligans.
Fair enough. Hooligans, that's coded language.
What do you mean? It's I'm just calling it like I see it. All right, here's what we're doing. Let's see. I should probably pull up the schedule, make sure I got the old opponent correct. All right, perfect. I thought so. Marlins are playing my Yankees, which of course I'm a huge baseball fan. Grew up going to Yankee Stadium. It's for the first time I saw a "Show Your Tits" chant was in the bleachers of Yankee Stadium. My parents, we went for opening day every year, and this year one year we end up in the bleachers for some as if they had no idea what went on out there. Well, anyway, as a middle school aged boy, we were having the best time. Saw real boobs pulled out of a shirt. It was amazing. Anyway, they're playing the Marlins, and the pitcher on the scheduled pitcher for tomorrow. So again, obviously you want to double check. Are you a starters for action guy?
Yeah, of course.
Of course you are, because you're a sharp. AJ, is it Puke?
Yep, Puke.
Oh, got it right. Puke. He misses the strike zone a ton. And I remember a couple things from my baseball handicapping days. You like pitchers who miss bats. You don't like pitchers who throw a lot of pitches because they miss the strike zone. He's one of them. Yankees have been dialed in, so we're taking the Yankees at whatever insane price they're at. We also love the Mariners tomorrow because Kirby's the opposite. He has been doing what I'm
Nice.
talking about. He's missing bats. Little regression coming on that BABIP, maybe little ERA regressing towards that xFIP. I mean, once upon a time, I was deep into it, and then I made a blockbuster fantasy trade for Oscar Taveras days before he died. I'll tell ask me more about that story in San Diego tomorrow. And if you want a bonus play, shout out to Scott and the Tennis Gambling Podcast, Alexander Zverev to win the ATP Monte Carlo 16-1.
Woo. Yeah, you guys got to play on that Cubs Padres game since you're going to be there live. For
I'll be on the Padres.
I think Padres.
So yeah, I'm on the Yankees, the Mariners, and the Padres tomorrow, and I'm sprinkling Alexander Zverev to win the ATP Monte Carlo at 16-1.
Yankees
shout out Tennis Gambling.
Yankees are only 190. I'm looking at for tomorrow. Not too crazy.
Right. Parlay. We're round robining these teams. We're doing it all.